Right now, somewhere on a server in a data center you will never visit, a timer is counting down. It started the moment you entered your credit card number. You told yourself you would cancel before it expired. You were sure of it. You had every intention. You did not cancel. Neither did 43% of people in a recent survey who were actively paying for a subscription they had completely forgotten about. Not paused, not deprioritized, forgotten entirely. Some of them had been paying for over a year. This is not a story about carelessness. This is a story about design. The free trial is one of the most quietly profitable mechanisms in modern business, not because it converts curious people into loyal customers, though it does that too, but because of what happens at the exact moment your attention drifts somewhere else. Here's how the math actually works. A streaming platform spends on average somewhere between $50 and $200 acquiring a single paying customer. That includes advertising, promotions, and yes, the free trials they offer to people who never convert. It is an expensive process. So once they have your card on file, their entire financial architecture is built around one goal: keeping that number on their books for as long as possible, whether you use the product or not. They have a word for it: passive churn prevention, and it is worth billions. Let us back up. The free trial model became mainstream in the software industry in the 1990s. The logic was simple: let people experience the product and they will want to pay for it. That was the pitch. That was the honest version. Then something changed. As the internet matured and recurring revenue became the golden metric of every tech investor, companies started studying the behavioral data. And the data revealed something uncomfortable. A large percentage of free trial users were not converting because they loved the product. They were converting because they forgot the trial ended. This is the moment the model quietly shifted. By the mid-2010s, entire product teams were being built around what the industry calls conversion optimization, which sounds neutral, which sounds like making the product better. But look closer at the tactics, and you'll find something more specific. Make it frictionless to start. Make it effortful to stop. The sign-up flow takes 90 seconds. The cancellation flow, in some cases, takes 12 minutes, 3 confirmation screens, a retention offer, and a customer service chat window that opens whether you want it to or not. That asymmetry is not accidental. It was tested, it was iterated, it was optimized. Here's where the numbers get strange. The subscription economy, across software, media, fitness, food, and everything in between, was valued at around $650 billion globally in 2023. It's projected to cross $1 trillion by 2028, and analysts estimate that somewhere between 15 and 20% of that revenue comes from what the industry quietly calls passive subscribers. People who are subscribed, being charged, and not engaging with the product at all. Do that math. On a $1 trillion industry, that's potentially $200 billion a year flowing from people who are not using what they're paying for. That's not a rounding error. That's a business model. Now here's where it gets genuinely interesting. These companies know exactly who their passive subscribers are. Their analytics dashboards are extraordinarily detailed. They can see that you haven't logged in for 4 months. They know your trial expired on a Tuesday. They know you've never touched the premium features you're technically paying for. And they don't email you to let you know. Think about that. A company with perfect information about your non-usage, sophisticated communication tools, and a legal obligation to charge your card, and they choose not to remind you. Because reminding you would end the revenue, and ending the revenue is the one thing their quarterly targets cannot afford. Some platforms have gone further. There was a period, and some still do this, where cancellation pages were deliberately built to be slow, glitchy, or confusing on mobile. Not broken by accident, broken by design. The FTC took action against one major company for exactly this practice in 2023, resulting in a multi-million-dollar settlement that, relative to the company's revenue, was roughly the equivalent of a parking ticket. The uncomfortable irony is that free trials are often genuinely useful. They do let you try things before committing. The product is sometimes good. The conversion is sometimes legitimate. But the architecture of the entire system is built on the assumption that a percentage of users will slip through the gap between intention and action. And that gap, reliably, predictably, at scale, generates enormous revenue. It's not fraud. It's something more subtle than fraud. It's a system engineered to benefit from human psychology, specifically the psychology of optimism and forgetting. You optimistically believed you would cancel. You forgot. The system was built around that sequence of events. The venture capital that funded these companies understood this. The growth metrics they presented to investors included, most certainly, subscriber counts that mixed engaged users and passive ones without distinguishing between them. A subscriber is a subscriber on a pitch deck. There are regulations tightening. The EU now requires clearer cancellation processes. California passed its automatic renewal law with sharper teeth. Some credit cards have built tools to flag recurring charges. Slowly, the friction is moving. But the fundamental dynamic hasn't changed, because the fundamental dynamic isn't just about confusing interfaces. It's about the mismatch between how companies think in quarterly cycles and how humans think in daily ones. They're playing a long game you forgot you were in. So, next time you enter your card number for a free trial, understand what you're actually agreeing to. Not the terms and conditions, nobody reads those, the real agreement. You're betting that you will remember. They're betting that you will not. They have the data on who usually wins that bet.